Just making sure I am live and you can all hear me, I hope. I'm not getting this here to work. Okay, let's get out of this. Get out of that. Can you hear me at least? I don't know. Okay, now I can see me here, so maybe this is working now. Can you hear me okay? Let me turn this up a second. Okay, now I can see me here, so maybe this is working now. So I'll turn this one lower. Can you hear me okay? So we don't have any echo feedback. So please let me know if you can hear me. Please write in the chat if you can hear me. And I want to make sure that it's loud enough for everybody. Give me a thumbs up or something. Let me know. Okay, good. Michelle can hear me. Hi. Oh, hi, Emily. Excellent. I'm glad you guys can all hear me. Good. So have you got your cup of tea? Have you got your cup of tea? Oh, I'm having a Tetley. Excellent. Thank you, Christina. Glad you guys can all hear me. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I wanted to do a monthly sew with me. Now, some months it will be cross stitch. Some months it will be actual quilting. So, oh yeah, you gotta love a Tetley. So that's kind of the plan. And today I have pulled an old cross stitch whip out. I love cross stitching. I actually started cross stitching, well, my grandmother taught me to knit, and I lived next door to my nan when I lived in Liverpool in England. We lived next door to her for 10 years before we moved down from Liverpool down to Southampton. And she taught me to knit. But when I moved down to Southampton and she wasn't around me all the time, I needed something else to do, crafty-wise. And I found this really cool little shop. Actually, it was in Bath, I think, and it had cross-stitch kits. So I bought my very first cross-stitch kit there. I was 17 years old. And I still remember it, and I still have that little thing somewhere. It was a letter A. And so I started my cross-stitch journey, and I cross-stitched the whole for years and years until about, I want to say maybe 10 years, 15 years ago. And then for some reason I stopped. I barely cross-stitched. And hello, Marie-José. And I just stopped, and I don't even know why. Maybe I was mad keen on knitting at that point in time. I'm not sure. So anyway, I picked it up again about 2 years ago when the pandemic started. 2-3 years ago, I started up again. And this is one of the kits that I purchased. It's British from Bothy Threads. And this kit I got to make Tristan, my grandson that was born in the beginning of the pandemic. I got this to make him a birth announcement, because I did birth announcements for my boys, for everybody else's kids, all kinds of stuff. And so naturally it's not finished, and he's nearly 3.5. So I thought I better pull it out. And this is where I've got with it so far. I'm actually on my favorite part of cross stitch, which is the back stitch. And it's so funny because in a lot of cross stitch projects these days, there's hardly any back stitch. Everybody just seems to like it the way it is. I love back stitching. And so I had got that far on the lion. I mean, I feel like the back stitch brings it to life. It like pulls it out and makes it, you know. My glasses are getting dark because I'm sitting facing the window. So anyway, that's my plan today, is to sit and cross stitch on this. And of course, because I had not touched this, so here's something funny, and I'm going to make more of these. If you want some of these, let me know, and I'll make it into a PDF I can share with you guys. But I made these little cards, obviously in 2022, which was when I began this. I think I started it, yeah, I started it March 20th, 2022. And when was he born? 2021? April 2021. So, and every time I would work on it, I would just circle the date. It didn't matter how many hours, just if I picked it up and started working on it, I would just, so you can see when I started and how often. And what I used to do back, obviously in 2022, is with my cross stitch, I would allocate a night of the week that I would work on a specific project. So obviously we can see that Sundays was the day I would work on this project. And then we got to January of 23, and that's the last time I worked on it. So that was one whole year ago, a whole year ago. So, January the 8th, what's the date today? The 12th. Oh, so yeah, a year ago. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into where I have this on my computer. I'm going to take all of this 2023 off, and I'm going to put 2024 calendars on here, and then reprint it and rewrite the numbers here. And I used to just slip this in the bag that I had my cross stitch project in. And so every time I would pull it out and I would just circle when I had done it. So I'm going to make some more of these, and I just printed it on cardstock, and so I'll be able to keep it up. But of course, because it was a year ago that I actually made this flipping thing or worked on it, I had to pull out all of the instructions again because I couldn't remember what colors to use. So I figured out the color that I need, and that I only need the one strand. And I'm debating. Oh, do you like my stitch marker? My friend bought me that. I'm debating stitch marker. What? No. Needle minder. See, I'm all confused with knitting now and everything else. So, and it has my needle. I always put it on the back. I don't actually put it on the front because I find it does stick to the front, but I find when it's in, hey Jeanette, how are you, hon? I find when it's in the bag, it'll roll off, but I feel like it doesn't when it's on the bag. I have no idea how that works, but anyway, Jeanette, this is what I'm working on. I'm getting ready to do the back stitch. So I'm a stick and stab. Okay, I just lost that thread keeps running around all over the show. I'm normally a stick and stab. So, and I usually use a hoop. But when it comes to the back stitch, I don't know if I want to do the stick and stab or hold it. I'm not sure what will be easier. So I'm going to try holding it. And then if I'm not comfortable, I will, and I don't even know how long I'm going to get rid of that piece. I don't even know how long that's been stuck on there. So I need this thread. Yeah, it's really pretty, this. And Jeanette, I was telling everybody, I started this on March the 20th, 2022. And I stitched it every Sunday up until November. And then I stopped altogether. I didn't even do anything in January of 2023. So it's been a year since I've worked on this. And I have a bunch of cross stitch WIPs, which I haven't gone through yet with any of you guys. But I think I'm going to just work on one project till I finish it. I don't think I'm going to rotate like I do my knitting and my quilting. I feel like I'm just going to work on this till it's finished. And I've already seen, now that's too long, so I'm going to cut that. I've already seen another one like this, which is woodland animals. So I think I'll get that for Evie, which is Tristan's little sister. I might order that for her and then get working on that. But I think I'm going to try and finish this one before I start anything else. That's what I used to do before. I used to be a very magnanimous. We work on one project. I used to do that. Oh, and I do knot, very small knots when I'm doing back stitch because I can't be bothered. No one's going to see the back. Although you can see my back. There's my back. But I do little thingies. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't remember. Oh yeah, I usually just, hello Nana Betty, how are you? I just normally work on, I used to, when I cross stitched, from January till July. Yeah, from January till the end of June, I would work on one project till I finished it. And then from July to December, I would work on a Christmas project. And I feel like that's what I want to do again. Okay, so here's my instructions. Now, would you prefer that I just sat and chatted with you like this while I'm stitching? Or would you prefer that, I have to work out where I am. Margaret's here. Hello. Oh, Central Alberta wind chill this morning. -50. Oh, what are you still doing living there? So I'm knitting and stitching and quilting with you. Oh, okay. I hope you got the blinking heat on and a nice blanket on you and your cup of tea. Have you got your cup of tea? Good, good. So do you mind that I just sit and work on this? Or do you want to see it? Because I could angle the camera down. Do you know what? I think that's too complicated. I'm going to go over and do this tail over here and the body of this thingy because I can't see where I'm supposed to be going. So, okay. So you let me know what you prefer. I like chatting with you like this, but it's all good. And 1, 2 up there. See, I don't even think I did that right. It's been so long since I've worked on this. Okay, that is gonna go there. Okay, now I think we've got it. I think we're cooking with gas. Or maybe we're not. Okay, yeah, you're supposed to be there. So, yeah, that makes more sense now. So I do kind of enjoy it in my hand, so maybe this will work. But I am a stick and stab. I'm not gonna, as you can tell, I'm not doing that. But I don't have the hooping. So that's okay. But oh, I have so many cross stitch things downstairs. So I've moved everything upstairs now. I'm in my lovely warm office up here now, which is lovely and warm. Right by the window, I can look out, see everything that's going on, what all my neighbors are doing. And, because, you know, that's important. Where's this one going? Yeah. And it's much nicer up here. But I haven't, so I've got all the yarn is all being moved up. And then on this side, this is all the fabric. This here is normally where I will sew. And that there is the cutting station and where I work. Like when I'm working on my new designs, my patterns and stuff, when I'm writing them up, that's where I work. So it's much nicer, and then I'm easier for the loo because it's right outside the door. Don't have to run up and down the stairs. Oh, Emily, yeah, get out your cross stitch. I'm inspiring her, apparently. I've not touched it since I was child. Well, I know. Like, this has been for ages ago that I've not worked on this, and they're so beautiful. In actual fact, I got... Bob, can you bring me that cross stitch thing that's on the dining room table? See, again, great that I'm up here because he doesn't have to run up and down the stairs either. So Andrew came over this morning, my son, lives in the next village. He is 34, and he's Tristan's dad, who this is for. And so he came over this morning to help us move a bed.
This one?
Yeah. You remember that? Thank you, honey.
Careful, it's falling apart.
I will. Say hello, Bob.
Hello, Bob.
And look, it's falling apart, but look. So this was what I made for Andrew. What are you saying here, Margaret? But and we say here it's a dry cold. Oh, okay, as long as it's a dry cold. So it doesn't freeze the snot up your nose when you go outside? Because it does that here. So yeah, this is one I made. Look at that. I made that so long ago. Blinking things all falling apart. But this was one of the first ever birth announcements I did, obviously, for my son Andrew. And so he came over this morning, so I showed that to him when he was over here. And I was telling him I was going to be chatting with you guys this morning and working on Tristan's. And so yeah, we were having a laugh about that. I totally remember sitting in the family room, which was in the basement of our old house when we lived in Ottawa. And I so remember sitting in the basement stitching that. I do. I can even picture the dress I had on, the maternity dress I had on. So anyway, that was a while ago. Okay, did I put that in the right spot? No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. It's going here now. Yeah. Yeah, so it's been just such a long time. But I really love cross stitching. I love any kind of a hand stitch. I find it very relaxing. Well, it's like knitting, right? It's in your hand and it's very, it's just very nice to do. So, do any of you cross stitch? Because we're going to get Emily back onto it, right? And it's a very, and do you know why I like cross stitch? And I'll tell you, because you're literally doing one stitch. It's an X. That's it. And it's the type that I do. You can get it where it is printed on your fabric, and you just cover up the print with the crosses. But what I do is called, what used to be called, I don't even know if it still is anymore because they change it all so much. Used to be called cross counted stitch. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you? Welcome in, my darling. Grab a cup of tea. We're cross stitching. Oh, you have to look for it. Oh, she has to find it. So Emily's going to look for her cross stitch that she hasn't done in years. And it's very therapeutic. But I like it because it's all just little crosses. And so with this one, for example, that I'm working on. So right now I'm doing him. I'm just done his tail. That looks a bit rude. That tail looks just a little bit rude. Anyway, I'll get on it in a minute and then it won't look so bad. But like I literally would just work on the one little animal when I was stitching it. and you just see it pop out of the fabric. Like it literally just grows because there's nothing on there to begin with, right? It's just plain blank. And then it just appears and has a little life of its own, I always think. Okay, I don't think that's supposed to go all the way along there because I feel like that is the line, that's that line. So I'm ignoring that and I'm just coming up to this bit. And then, like I said, the part I'm doing now, the back stitch, that's my favorite part because that really brings everybody out. Okay, what is that meant to be? Oh, he has a lump on his back, a bump on his back. Well, okay. All right, well, we'll do that. I don't know. So yeah, I just love cross stitching. It's just so nice and quiet. I think I should have been born in the 1800s or something where, you know, the women just sit all day and cross stitch and wear beautiful big flowery dresses, and then people make their supper for them. Yeah. That's what I should have done. So it's pretty cold out today, although it's not as cold as Margaret's having. It's certainly not minus blinking 50. But I think it's probably about, I don't even know, can't tell because my phone is up there. I think it's about minus 12, which is not bad. We had a little bit more snow last night, but not a lot. Tomorrow, we are going to the movies. I have not been to a movie theater in forever. What was the last movies you guys watched at a movie theater? Tell me, I'm interested to know. Because now that we all have like all these channels on our tellies, it's easier to just stay in and watch it. But I have not been to a movie in ages. And we are going tomorrow with Andrew and Tristan. Godzilla -1 was my last cinema movie. Oh, Emily. Oh, yeah, didn't you do that over Christmas? I feel like when you were talking on your you went and saw that. I feel like during your Vlogmas. Did you not go to it then? I feel like you did. Bob's phone is now ringing. Yes, yeah, I thought you did. I thought I remembered that. So, yeah, so needless to say, we're going with Tristan, with a 3.5-year-old grandson, and Andrew. And I believe we're going to see, oh, hi, Linda. Oh, I'm so glad you popped in. I'm cross-stitching. Do you cross-stitch? So we're going to see some kid movie. I don't think I've done that right. I don't think that should be there. Let me think. Oh yeah, maybe there. Yeah, so we're going to, and I don't even know the name of this movie that we're going to see. She does. Okay, we're trying to get Emily back into cross-stitching again. So, yeah, we have to work hard on that one. Okay, so that definitely doesn't go there. That definitely doesn't go there. I'm back stitching and yeah, so I'm working on this, which is a British thingy, cross stitch kit that I got 2022 and started it in 2022 and didn't do a thing on it last year. Oh, an angel. Oh, are you doing that for your mom or your dad? Oh, that would be lovely. Okay, where am I supposed to go there? That. Oh, wait a minute now. I have an extra stitch there. That's why I did do it right in the first place. I had an extra stitch there. Yes, that's how it goes now. Bob. Somebody obviously wants to get hold of him. I bet it's CAA or something. You know, when your CAA membership, okay, what do we call that here? Canadian Automobile Association. So that's the equivalent of RAC or AA. And I think he didn't renew for some reason. And so now they're calling him all the time. I'm like, well, if you want us to renew, then give us a deal. So why? I don't know why that's like that. Okay, that's going to go there. Yeah, so anyway. It's been such a long time since I've worked on any cross stitch, and I'm so enjoying it. And I've got this gorgeous one that I want to do in, I'll have to get all my cross stitch kits out and show you. And I might give some away because I've got that many, I'll never blink and will do them in my lifetime. I don't think I will anyway. But yeah, I'll have to get some of them out and show you them. But there's this one my friend Diana got me. And oh my gosh, it's a Christmas one. And it's 4 little houses, Christmas houses in a row. Elizabeth says, how do you like your new car? I love it. Elizabeth, it is amazing. Margaret, I tried WIP Go for I didn't do it last year because obviously I didn't do hardly any stitching last year. The year before that I did it and I really did enjoy it a lot, actually. Maybe I'll do that again. Elizabeth, Margaret said she's trying WIP Go this year. This month, one of the pieces for me is a full coverage. Oh, I've never done a full coverage. I'm too scared to do a full coverage. So I dug out a piece I started in 2001. Oh, I'm so glad people are still like me and get all far behind. Cats in a paper bag. Bag ladies. I've done half of it now. Now on to part 2. Oh my goodness. So full coverage, are they where you do, like in the pattern, is it specifically a full page that you do each time? I don't know how full coverage works. And Linda said that we're out doing errands and then I'm getting my nails done. Woo! Knitting my first sock of the year while Rick is driving. Good old Rick. Keep your eye on the road, Rick. You have precious cargo there, mate. And oh, Becky Ann. Good morning, Becky Ann. I don't think I've seen you here before. So you see, now I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so this Christmas one has 4 little houses, and I think that would be a really cool one to start. But it's Christmas, so I'll have to wait till July. Okay, where in the world of God is that going? Oh, okay, now I got it. But yeah. Okay, that's an ear. Okay. Okay, I've done an ear now. Full coverage means you stitch a pictorial piece, cover most or all of the fabric, as opposed to doing samples. Okay. Okay, now I get it. But does the chart come page by page? Or do you break the chart down yourself and work areas of it? Oh, that's so nice, Becky Ann. Thank you. She watches, but she just stays in the background. Good, good. It's on cross stitching today. Oh, thanks. Yes, give me a thumbie. Thumbies are good. So that goes there. Yeah, so so let me know, do you like seeing what I'm cross stitching, or are you just happy to chat like this? I'm happy to chat like this. I'll do whatever you guys want me to do. Yes, the chart can be more than one page gridded. I'm on page 2. So how many pages in your piece that you're doing do you have? I might try one of them one of these days. They sound kind of interesting. As if I haven't got enough to do. Saskia, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you for ages. How are you doing? Chatting is good. Yeah, I think chatting is good too. Yes. Okay, so that doesn't go there now. So now we go over there. Yeah, so we're going to see this movie tomorrow with Tristan. And it's obviously a children's movie. Oh dear. I'm just going for the popcorn. And just to see his face when he sees all these larger than life characters. How fun is that going to be for him? I think he's going to get a kick out of it. What was he telling me that he wanted? Oh, I told him. Oh, he wanted big candy. That's right. He's a candy maniac like his nana. Oh, Saskia says she's not bad. Hope you don't mind me being about. By the way, your Vlogmas. Oh, thank you. I love doing Vlogmas. I really do. I kind of been missing it since, like, because it's been 2 weeks since I've done a podcast, and I feel like I'm a bit left out of space. Like it doesn't feel right. I really like doing Vlogmas. I thought every day it was fun. And I was Becky Ann saying, haven't been able to cross stitch. I'm getting cataract surgery next week. Oh, I don't like any surgery on the eyes. But when both my eyes are done, I'm planning on getting back to it. Good, good. I'm always found it. So it is. It's so relaxing. It's one of my favorites. So good. So we're getting Emily back into it. Linda's already doing it. Now we've got you. That's good. And Cecil Green. Hello, Cecil Green. I don't think I've met you before. I haven't finished my son's birth sampler and he'll be 20 in April. Hello from Liverpool. Oh, hello, love. How are ya? Linda, we've got another one. Do you know where? So, in case you didn't know, I'm actually from Liverpool. I came to Canada when I was 25. And, yeah, but this is my Canadian accent. Because, you know, when I'm talking in my Liverpool accent, not everybody understands what I'm saying, which I don't get because I think I'm talking normal, just like everybody else. Oh, he's a car stopping outside now. What's this fella up to? You can't be parking there, mate. You can't park there. I don't think anybody's told him, but you can't park there. Okay, now he's moving. Hang on. Where's he going now? Well, I don't know what that was all about. Anyway, sorry. I got all trapped in the Liverpool accent then. So Margaret says that this piece is 2 large pages. Okay, we're talking about full coverage now, girls. So this piece is 2 large pages and some in full cross stitch and some in tent stitch. Oh, I don't know what. That phone's going to drive me up the wall. Light needlepoint, cotton floss, 2 threads for a cross and 3 for the tent stitch. Is that like a half a cross stitch maybe? And I like to see what you're making. Okay. Mauricio says laughing. Saskia says, I understand it very well. Easier than some accents. Becky Ann said, I love your accent. And Linda says, hi, Cecil, I'm from Halewood, sorry. And that was fabulous, yeah. So I'm from Bootle, by the way, girls. Actually, Litherland. I was born in Litherland, not far from the sausage factory. And yeah, but most people know where Bootle is. They don't really know where Litherland is, but yeah. And yeah. So Emily's just finishing her workout, and then I'm on the hunt for a good girl. You go look for it, girl. You go find it. She rides bikes, by the way. She has, I think, a stationary bike thing. I don't think I can do that. Because I've had 3 surgeries on one knee. The first one was when I was 17, Fazackley Hospital. No, it wasn't Fazackley. It was Clatterbridge Hospital. I had my first knee surgery, and because I tore a cartilage running. I was an athlete. Well, pretending to be one, and then when I came to Canada when I was 25 and I was 26, my knee kept on giving out. So I went to the doctors and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So they said, oh, well, we'll have a look at it. Exploratory surgery. We'll go in through the old scar. You'll just be in hospital for the day. It was in for 4 days. So it's a little bit more than they thought it was. And anyway, they fixed it all up and that was okay. And then when I was 45-ish, it kept going wonky on me again. We'd had this microburst storm come through where we lived, and I was in the bedroom looking out the window, and when the rain starts going sideways, yeah, sideways, you heard me right? The rain was coming down like all get out, sideways, and I looked at my husband, I said, oh, we have to get in the basement. This is a tornado. And I turned to run, and I caught the edge of the bed. And I think my knee did something weird. So we grabbed the kids, because they were little, and we ran down to the basement to hide while the microburst storm came through. And yeah, it was pretty bad. So then my knee kept doing weird things. So I went back to the doctors, and they said, oh, you've got this all wrong with your knee. We're just going to replace it. So they did. So since they did that, I've had no pain ever with my knee, which is brilliant. However, where am I? However, it doesn't bend properly. I have a 90-degree bend now. So, which is, they class as a working knee, but really a knee bend is 130. So mine only goes 90. So I can't rotate properly on a bike. The pedal, it doesn't, I have to lift my foot off the pedal and catch it. So needless to say, I have an electric bike. So I can't do what you do, Emily. Fair play to you, girl. Oh, Cecil Green says her name is Sarah. Okay, I'll have to remember that. But there are too many Sarah Greens. Oh, hence using Cecil. I have at least 10 Cross Stitch WIPs. Oh, listen, since 2024, 2024 goes to finish them all. I think I have more than that. But it will be fun to get them all out and see exactly how many I have. Because I did that with my, let me see if I can show you. I made this little PDF up. And if you sign up for my newsletter, by the way, you get this free. So it's called, oh, that's that one. It's Tobyknits Works in Progress. So this is what it looks like. That explains it. This is how I'm doing my whips, girls. Then you get to write down, so this one is my knitting one. So you get to write down all the things that you, look how many blankets. Like, who has this many blankets on the go? Now, a lot of them are Mitre Square and Jelly Rolls. There are things that typically take a whole year because you're using minis. So these are all the things that I wrote them down. Then I pick 6. So I pick 6 of them and I write the 6 things down. Well, that's the wrong one because I'm doing this for like 10 things. So, okay, go to my blog. So tobyknits.com is my blog page. If you go to tobyknits.com, it should pop up when you go into the first post, and there'll be a sign up for the newsletter, and then you automatically get this as a thank you. And then, so then you write down the 6 things you want to work on and how many hours you want to work on it. So I started out by doing my mermaid socks, and I did them for 12 hours, and I just used the timer on my phone and the notes section on your phone, and I just write down how many hours till I've done 12. Then you put that item away, unless you finished it, and you start the next one. So the next one was the mini doll, which I finished. Look at her. All I had to do for her, to be perfectly honest with you, was the hat, the dress, and her hair. And then I finished it. But I got that done in 12 hours. This doll has sat for like 2 or 3 years in the basement. So, so she's done now. So then I take her off the list and put something else on. And then, so now I'm working on my favorite blanket, and I'm about 8 hours into that now. And then I will go to the next thing. So I also include in the PDF a blank one. So you can just print the blank one, which is what I did. And then I wrote on my blank one all my quilting projects. Look at all these. Oh my God. Now, in fairness, some of them are blocks of the months. I might just be a bit behind, but that's okay. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. So as I've done my block, because I did one of them, then you cross it off. I did the carnival one, and then you cross it off. So I need to do this for my cross stitch. And then I just printed that page out again. And that's all my quilting things. Oh my gosh, I have too much to do. So, yes. So I need to do a cross stitch one, and I'm terrified because I think I'd have to print 2 of them pages in order to do it. But you know, yeah, isn't she cute? Isn't she cute? I just love her. It was something I found on Etsy years ago, and I can't remember what I did with the pattern. It's got to be here somewhere. I put it away, and of course I put it away in such a good place I can't find it now. And she's got little cardboard to make her stand up. She's supposed to be a keychain, and I just didn't want to put the thing in her head. It is the smallest crochet hook I have ever used. 0.06. I didn't even know there was such a thing. I don't even think it actually has a hook on the end. It's like a pin. So when I got this out again to make the hat, I was struggling a bit because I couldn't, and it uses that cotton, Aunt Lydia's cotton. So I ended up, I went to a bigger needle, bigger hook. I went to a 1.25. Yeah. And it didn't make much difference. The hat still fits her, the dress still fits her. So I'm probably gonna give this to Evie when I see her next. But although I actually really kind of like it myself. So let's catch up on some of the things. Yes, Margaret, she is super cute. Mini doll, that is. Yeah, She really is. Elizabeth says, great job, thank you. And Sarah says, such a cool technique doing it like that. Makes it all clear. What does? Oh, the whips. Yes, yes, the whips. Yes, yeah, to me, I have to write things down. I have to know what I'm doing. Oh, bye, Linda. Go get your nails done. Have a good time, girl. Yeah, the whips. No, I get what you're talking about now. Yeah, no, I know. It for me, I need to write things down. I need to know what I'm doing and what I'm working on, because otherwise I get lost. Okay, where's that one going now? Oh, there. I get, my brain won't, there's too much going on that I don't know what to work on. I can't settle on anything and I flitter. Whereas what I used to do in my journal, I keep a planner, and each week in my planner, I would sit on a Sunday and I would write, Monday I'm working on this, Tuesday I'm working on that, Wednesday I'm working on this, and I would write in the planner. So then basically each evening when I'd sit down, or afternoon, whatever, I'd flip my book open, say, oh, today I'm working on such and such. And I would just pick that up and start working on it. And I didn't have to think, I didn't have to ponder, I didn't have to, it was easier. Whereas this method now this year is really working for me, because again, it's helping me get the whips down. I mean, I finished the doll. Like, God only knows when I would have got around to doing that if I'd have just spent one evening a week working on her, you know, whereas 12 hours, usually, I'm usually 2 to 3 hours a night, either knitting, cross stitching, or crocheting. So that to me is the thing. Usually about 7:30 we sit down to watch TV and we're done by about 10. So, you know, 2 TV shows, a bit of YouTube, and then I'm ready for bed. So 3.5 hours, 2.5 hours each night, you know, it's like 5-6 days, and then I get a new project to work on. So I'm really enjoying this. It's called the Gideon method, if you didn't know. And the first person that ever mentioned that and told me about that was Martin from the Knit 365 blog. He did it last year. But I thought this would be something cool to do with all your projects. It doesn't have to be knitting. I'm going to try it with quilting. I'm going to try it with cross stitch, crochet. So that's what I'm doing this year. And that's why I didn't do WIP Go. That's why I just want to try this method and see if this is going to help me, get my whips down and keep me interested, because I tend to find I get very bored with projects sometimes, which is why I used to change it up every night so I wasn't as bored. But this way I feel like I'm getting a good handle on stuff, and but I'm not getting bored. So I'm enjoying this method, and I hope it works. I hope it works for you too. So sign up for my newsletter. Go to my blog, tobyknits.com. Sign up for my newsletter. And don't worry, I'm not going to spam you all to death. I am just going to send a newsletter out once a week. And it will have, if I have some new patterns, if I have some new yarn I've tied up, if I am going live, stuff like that. It's not going to be crazy. I don't like getting too many newsletters in the mail myself, so I don't want to give you too many. Okay, let's check our messages as my needle is about to run dry here. So, Nana Betsy says, oh, I've got a runny nose, hang on. Nana Betsy says, I have my, it's Nanny's crochet hooks that are all so fine. I don't know how she could have, do you know what, Nana Betty? I think that these were my Nans too. They're called, I don't even know if they make them anymore. it. I mean, would you look how tiny that is? That's an 8. I don't even know what the heck an 8 is. I had to look them all up. Look. Look at that. Look how tiny they are. I mean, it's barely a hook. It's barely a hook. So I feel like this is my Nan's because I have all my Nan's, knitting needles when she passed away, and all her crochet hooks. And I'm pretty sure that's one of hers. Margaret says, I have both cross stitch and knitting on one. Oh, now that's interesting. I've never thought to do that. When I did the WIP Go, I just had cross stitch on mine, but that was not last year, it was the year before. But I'll have a look at your Gideon method. Sounds helpful. It's really helpful. Sarah says, seems reasonable, cool even. Yeah. And, oh, Kim is here. Hello, Kim. How are you? Just went and signed up for the weekly newsletter. So excited about getting started in Gideon method. Thanks. You are very welcome. And like I said, I think this is my other thing that I worked on. So what I do for this is I keep this, if you missed this earlier, girls, I make this, your mom and nanny crochet net curtains. Now that is something. I hope you've kept them. I think I have one of my Nan's net curtains somewhere. But I don't think she crocheted them. But I don't know because I can't ask her. So this I made for cross stitch. And so you can put your notes on here for the project. On there you put what it is you started. And then obviously I did this in 2022. What I did was every time I worked on it, didn't matter how many hours, I would just circle the date so I could see how often I worked on that project and how long it would take me to work on. The back would have the following year, which it did in this case, but you can see in 2023 I did one day, where is it? And then never touched this project since. So I'm going to redo these, and I will also have these available for you guys too, if you are interested in one of them to keep in your bags. Because the more we can track, the better. And Nana Betty said, oh yeah, her mom made the net curtains. I can't believe she did that. And Becky Ann said her grandmother had those hooks and you inherited them. Okay. She used to crochet beautiful lace tablecloths with them on very fine thread. Yeah. And you know, my Nan had these things that she had this green couch and a green rocking chair. And on the back of the green couch were these lace things, almost like a headrest. I wonder if she made them. But they were all lace. I wish I could ask her. Nan, when I go to sleep tonight, when I'm dreaming, can you please tell me if you crocheted those? Oh, she passed away when my youngest son was born. She was 89. And he was born 32 years ago, so she's been dead a long time. But oh, I loved her to bits. So yeah. She said, Annabeth said, I haven't gotten them. They worked on them in the late 1948-ish. Oh, I hope you do get them. And doilies. Yeah. Yeah, there was some kind of a doily, I think. You're right. What in the world, Nana Betty, is that word? Antimacassar. Is that what they're called? Antimacassars, oh, I hope I spelled that right. They're used to protect the furniture from the oil. There you go. She's right. Margaret even knew what she was talking about. I'm going to look that up. That's exactly what it was for, I think. Yeah, for the oily heads of the men. That's it. I did not know what it was called. I'm going to look that up. And you know what else I found? yesterday when I was moving all my stuff up from the basement, which was where my old craft room was. Now it's up here and it's just love it. I found all my grandmother's knitting patterns. And I even found the Aran cardigan that she made me. She actually made me 2 Aran cardigans, and I still have them. And I still wear them. And one of them had wooden buttons on, like toggles, I think they were. And one of the cats that I used to own loved these wooden buttons. Every time I wore this, he would sit on my lap and chew the wooden buttons. And I've never replaced them because I just love them, because they have all these teeth mark and chew marks from the cat. And then the second one she made me when I was here, because she thought I needed it because it was too cold in the wintertime here, she made me another one, and she had no buttons on it. She had no buttons in the house, I should say, at the time, no wooden buttons. So she put red buttons on, and she instructed me when I received it to remove the red buttons and put wooden buttons on. I never did. Don't tell her. I never did. I kept them on because that was the last thing she made me. And I wanted them on with the red buttons. So I still have it with the red buttons. Next time I do a live, I'll wear it and you can see what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new thread here. So yeah, and her name, believe it or not, her first name was Annie. And A-N-N-I-E. And people called her Anne. And I am Anne, A-N-N-E, and people called me Annie. So it was very complicated when me and my nan were in the same room and people called either of our names. We both looked. But she was fun. Best baker ever. She made the best coffee cake. I cannot thread this needle. She made the best coffee cake. And that's another thing. I have her recipe book. She had a red notebook, and that's where she wrote all her recipes in, and cuttings from the newspapers or the magazines that had a good recipe. She would stick them all in this book. So I have that too. I think I was my nan's favorite. Don't tell my cousins I said that though. But I did live next door to her, so I probably had a head start on all of them. Nana Betsy said the men always had hair cream on their hair, which was greasy to keep their hair flat and in place. Yeah, they don't do that anymore though, do they? Well, half the guys these days have half their head shaved off. Yeah, I remember. Brill cream. Was it Brill cream? I think it was. I keep woggling this table, sorry. Yeah, I think it was Brill cream. Yes, I remember that. Mm-hmm. This little guy's head's coming along quite nicely here. I'm getting really hungry. What time is it? Oh, it's nearly 12 o'clock. I'm surprised you can't hear my stomach rumbling. Have you enjoyed this? I have. I think this has been fun. Actually, I think this is nicer than if I did a sewing one. It might be too noisy with the sewing machine. At least this way, we can actually have a good chat. And keep me on track with my cross stitch. You're watching snooker. Oh, and listening. It's 5. So the deciding frame now. Do you know what? It's been that long since I've watched snooker. I used to watch snooker all the time. In fact, I used to watch it with my nan. But I haven't watched it for a long time. I am more into, well, of course, football. I watch my football. Oh, you're very welcome, Emily. It has been wonderful. So nice to catch up with you live. Oh, thank you. You need to do a live one too, girl. I bet. And then Sarah said, I like it. I have you on while I'm knitting. Oh, it's really cozy. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think we'll do this again. Next month, we'll do another sew with me. Or knit with me, whichever. Yeah, I used to watch snooker with my nan. My nan used to love it. I'm trying to remember the name of the guy that was the big snooker guy back in the day. I can picture his face and I can't see him. Can't think of his name. Might have been Irish. Don't remember. But yeah, I used to watch snooker with my nan. But I'm a big F1 fan. I love Formula One. And Lewis, of course, Lewis Hamilton. He's my guy. And I like Mercedes, and I like McLaren. They're my next favorites. Yeah, some of the lives that you watch, now they probably have a lot more people watching than me, but I find that they don't chat as much, or I like chatting. I'm a chatty person. But I know what you mean. This is a bit nicer to just chat, because I feel like you're all here with me, although I can't see you. So yeah, this is nice. I like this too. And I know, Emily, I know you are a mode. You know what? Emily also dyes yarn too, by the way. And she dyes yarn based on motorsport. You can hear Silverstone? Oh, that would be so cool. Yeah. But I don't follow all the different, I used to follow the motorcycling one too, for a while, because we used to go to, when I still lived in England, we used to go to the Isle of Man a lot for the TT races, because my auntie lived there. So, well, she was my dad's cousin, but we called her auntie. Not funny. I was talking to my son about that the other day, because I said to him, his friends, do his kids call his friends auntie and uncle? Because when we grew up, any adult that was either a friend of my parents or like my parents' cousins, their first cousins, so they'd technically be my second cousins, but their first cousins, we always had to call them auntie and uncle, even though they weren't our auntie and uncle. And we knew they were not our auntie and uncles. But I guess it was some kind of a thing that we just called them. We didn't ever call them by their first names. Anyway, my auntie, my mom's dad's cousin, Auntie Sheila, she had a house in the Isle of Man, and we used to go there and watch the TT races. So, Emily, your partner is also, what, works in F1? What? He worked, oh, what team? What team? I'm so excited now. And Sarah says, I like the lives, as you can say hey to you. I don't always know what to say in the comments, but I like to let you know that you're an, oh, thank you. She said, I'm an inspiration. Oh. And I feel lives less formal. I don't know, sorry. Yeah, I know. And Margaret says she had older cousins. Yes, her parents' first cousins. And yes, we called them auntie and uncle too. There you go. Must be a thing with us. Because I don't think my kids call their friends auntie and uncle. I don't think that's a thing anymore. And we also had close friends of ours and our kids called them that. Godparents, yes. Must just be our generation, Margaret. Because I'm pretty sure my son's kids don't do that. I don't know. Oh, I think my tea's cold. It is, but that's okay. I don't mind cold tea. Now that I don't take sugar in it, I don't mind it. But yeah. But oh, yeah. So I love F1. I follow F1. It's off now. It's not the right season for it. Although, did you hear Gunter Steiner got fired from Haas? That surprised me. Gunter is Haas. I don't get it. So yeah, he got fired, and of course, football is my number one. Soccer, they call it here. I call it football though. And of course, Liverpool's my team because that's where I'm from. So watched them yesterday play. It was a good game. And what else do I like? I like baseball. I used to like hockey a lot and followed it when the boys were little because they loved hockey. And, you know, they played hockey, like minor hockey. So, oh, Nana Betty, same too, yeah. Let's just be our generation, girls. And, but then once the boys stopped playing hockey, okay, this is a complicated bit now. Where am I going? Okay, up there and there. Once the boys stopped playing hockey, I kind of lost touch with it. When it gets to the Stanley Cup finals, I'll watch it because I like competition. That to me is more exciting when it's a win or lose game. But I do like baseball, and I like the Blue Jays. I follow them. But again, baseball's not on right now. So it's a summer sport. So at the moment, I'm basically just watching football. My dad keeps trying to get me to watch cricket. He's moving teams in April. Girl, we gotta talk. Blue Jays are my oh, good. Oh, I'm glad you like them. I do. I like baseball. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where this little man's going now. This is where I'm up to. Yeah, we do. Do you know what I want to do with my channel moving forward? I want to do a live, just a regular live at the end of the month. A knitting, just any old thing, not a sewing one, maybe a knitting one. And I want to have guests. What do you think of that? And I'd like to have you as a guest, Emily. It really does frame it, doesn't it? Emily says the backstitch frames it, and that's what I think too. I mean, if you look at this little guy here, this little elephant, I mean, you can tell he's an elephant, but he has no definition. But look at this guy now. You can see his head. He's got more definition. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think it would be fun to have on a guest that we both just talk to each other about our whips and what we're working on and just chit chat like this to each other while you guys all listen. What do you think of that? And join in with questions maybe. So I think I'm going to try something like that. I just have to figure out how. Now, I do have StreamYard, and I think I can add a guest on StreamYard. I've just never done it. So, and then of course I have to find a time that everybody's available because, you know, England, which is where Emily is is 5 hours ahead. Okay, where am I? 1, 2, I think it's this one. So, okay, wait, maybe I think I've done that 1, 2. I've done that one. I need to go up 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, there. That would be nice. I particularly like your whip update in Vlogmas, so that's super interesting too. Yes. And that would be kind of cool if I had a guest on and we talked about our whips. Cheryl is here. Oh, Saskatchewan. Do you know what? When I first came to Canada, true story this, when I first came to Canada, which is 40 years ago, I couldn't say that word. I had a very difficult time saying that word. Well, there are some words, I think it's my English accent, I don't know. Like, for example, I always say Winnipeg. And apparently that's not how you're supposed to say it. But I always call it Winnipeg. So everybody laughs at me when I say that. But I could not say Saskatchewan. It took me ages. I used to call it Saskatchewan. And my husband sat with me for a long time till I could get it right. I have no idea where I'm going with this. Okay, so I'm supposed to be making it to there. I'm just gonna wing this because I can't figure it out. It's supposed to be there. So if I come down these two, there, and then I come down these two, and then I come down these two. Okay, I'm gonna go there. I'm winging this because I'm not sure where I'm going. It's a bit hard to follow. I'm just winging it. Where did I just go? There. So yeah, I used to have a hard time saying that word. But my husband helped. So yeah, it's very cold in that part of Canada right now. Oh, I think I've almost got the head done. Yes. There's his head now. All done his head. So where am I supposed to go? Oh, I have to do his little smile. Oh, well, that's back down that way. Okay, I'll travel. I'm traveling down. Do you know how to travel? So basically, you take your your needle, and you sort of take little tiny bits. Little tiny bits. And you travel back the way you came, like that. So if you didn't know how to travel, that's how you travel. So now I think it's there, I believe. So it's gonna go like that and like that. Well, I think we've been on. I'm gonna finish his mouth and then I'm gonna go, because I know. Do you know, and do you know what though, Nana Betty? I was the same. So I was saying earlier that I cross stitched from when I was 17 right up right up until about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and then I stopped. For some reason, I just stopped. And I feel like I stopped because I couldn't see. because I need glasses for distance and have done since I was 21, but I never needed them to cross stitch. In actual fact, when I used to cross stitch, I would do that. And I could see this perfectly well without my glasses on. Or I would look underneath them, but most of the time I just took them off and I would stitch without them on. But then when I turned about 45-ish, which is when I think I stopped cross stitching, I think because my near was starting to go and I couldn't see, and I bought in, you know, those magnifying glasses you put over your neck, around your neck, and it just sat there. I think I used them, but then I think it used to get on my nerves. So I just stopped. I stopped. And then I feel like my eyes changed so much that I ended up getting bifocal glasses. And of course, these are the ones, they call them varifocals now, where you can see far away. Then I can see the computer screen, because that's what I needed it for, and then close up. And it wasn't until about 2-3 years ago, like when the pandemic started and I dug out all my cross stitch, I realized I actually could see it without the magnifying glass because of the varifocal part here, which has now got more oomph in it. That's a word. So now I can see it better than I could. So that's what got me back stitching again. So maybe if you went, oh, look at his little mouth. Oh. So I think I'm supposed to put, am I supposed to put, wait, no, I think I'm supposed to put a French knot for his eyes. Yes, I am. Okay, French knot the eyes. Where are they meant to go? Oh my goodness. Okay, I have to count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 6th one from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. Okay, let's see if we can do this French knot. Margaret said, some people leave backstitch till the rest of the piece is finished. Others do it as they go. My cat in the bag pieces will have backstitch plus whiskers. I can't wait to see that. Are you in my Facebook group? Could you put a picture in there if you are? I'm leaving it to the end. Yeah, well, this is all finished. Actually, there might be a little bit at the top I still have to do, but all these guys are done, which is why I am working on the back stitch. And I'm trying to do a French knot. And it's ages since I've done one. So, I'm not going to show you yet. You have to wait. Okay, now I've got to put his other eye in. I feel like it's going to go here. This is where it's going to go because this is where I want it to go. Oh my goodness. Wait till you see it. Come on. Oh, okay, don't pop down. Don't pop down. Get back up here. Okay. And we'll just finish this off with a couple of little buried stitches. Wait till you see it because he is divine. Okay, ready? Look at him, look at him. Oh my goodness. Is he just like, I mean, come on. Look at him, he really stands out. Okay, so I still have to do his legs and his body. I am so excited. I have just loved, so loved this chat with you guys today. I really have. It's been great. Well, I'm going to go because my stomach is really rumbling. I need to go and get something to eat. And I just really want to thank you guys for watching. This has been amazing. Thank you so much. Please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you on Tuesday for a regular podcast. Until then, bye. You have a great weekend too. Bye.